My name is Penny Lyon.
My name is John Prichard,
I live in Missoula, Montana.
and I live in Montana in various places.
And John and I are coworkers.
And we're old enough to know better than to admit our age. What brings you here today, Penny? You have a story to tell us?
It's a story about thinking that things aren't working out the way they should and then finding out they really do. It's like looking back on your life and saying, wow, when I was in the middle of this, I thought, this is not where I want to be. I don't like it here. It's not comfortable. It's unpleasant. I need to be somewhere else. And then kind of being sometimes stuck there and wondering, what's the purpose for me being stuck in this place? And then when you finally get somewhere else, looking at it saying, okay, there was a reason for the delay. There was a reason for me to be where I am now. And it really is God's providence that gets you to the right place. I moved to Missoula in 2006. I had a hard time getting a job, which was unusual for me, but Missoula was a pretty tough market. I finally landed a job working for a computer company, and over the course of the next 7 years, I continued to look for other jobs and needed the job badly enough. I just said, if I need to be here, put me here. And that's where I was. And 7 years in, I'm still looking for a better job, even if it would pay me less, because it was just a tough place. And then I got a call to come in for an interview in Providence IS at St. Patrick Hospital. And it's the first time in my life I ever walked out of an interview going, there's no way they're not going to hire me. This is
Mm-hmm.
this is perfect. I actually did get a call back and was hired by Providence and started in July of 2013. It seemed like I was finally in a great place, and I thought I was going to have some smooth sailing for a while. And then I had an employee health screening because we have insurance and coverage. Within another week or so, I was upstairs at Women's Care. I didn't think about it. She finished the echo and sent me on my way. But long story short, she reached over and she patted me on the shoulder and kind of like steadied me. And I thought, oh, wait a minute. That's not right. I've got a cardiac nurse giving me comfort. This can't be a good thing. The doctors are telling me your heart is going to continue to enlarge. The valves are going to fail and you'll die of a heart issue or lung disease. Basically, they're telling me you lived with this for 47 years and you're pretty lucky, but this needs to be fixed. We got to the day and I underwent the procedure, and I was lucky and blessed enough that the doctor who was assisting said, I could not believe how well it went. Your ASD was really large, but it was a perfect fit. This was the best seating I've ever seen. It was absolutely perfect. You have no shunt left. It's great. But my husband said, how did we get here? And we started talking about, well, what ifs? What if
Mm-hmm.
they had discovered that I had this defect as an infant? They might have fixed it at some point in time in my infancy, but that would have been open heart surgery. And even into my teens and into my 20s and 30s and all those years of having babies. And we both realized that the delay was actually a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look at those 7 years of being in a really difficult job. During those 7 years, I learned so much that made me a fit for Providence and for this position. But it strengthened me a bit. I don't consider myself a really strong person when it comes to defending myself. And all of those things were necessary for me to get to a place where I could come to this place and get the repair I needed. I guess that's really my story, is that you can look back at where your life has taken you and see the stepping stones that take you to where you need to be.
And I think you're doubly blessed because you have the opportunity to look and see God's plan in this time frame for you as an individual, which is kind of rare. Most of the time we realize God's plans is some larger purpose, right?
Oh,
But
yeah.
you ended up in hindsight discovering a very clear path that was career and health that all came together. The irony of to be at Providence,
I know
it's
exactly.
right there.
Yeah. It's amazing to me because it really is a witness to the fact that God moves you for a reason. And even when you're in the middle of it, it's like walking through the forest. But I want to go this way. Why am I not going this way? I'm trying to get here. And you think that that's the way you should go. And you don't understand why it's not working that way. And you find the way that you're being forced to take. It doesn't look good. It's not where you want to be. And then when you get where you finally get, you look back and see, oh my gosh, this is absolutely the way I had to come. There's no other way for me. The direction I was going was a dead end. This is the path that will get me there. How God put me in positions that strengthened me, even though they were horribly uncomfortable. And then I came out the other side and said, oh, it's because he knew what was coming and knew I would need it. what my
Yeah,
daughter says to me is, we might have 20 years with you that we wouldn't have had otherwise. Providence, though, it is God's providence that brought me to Providence for something I didn't even know I needed. You just get a strength that you wouldn't have had otherwise. You have to have that struggle to get the strength.
Well, thank you, Penny. I think
Well, yeah.
we're at end of job here.